YouTube, what is going on? In today's video, Call of Duty just released their newest patch notes, including the Warzone Ranked on Urzikstan patch notes. Now, I'm going to be going over these in a little bit, kind of just give my opinion whether I think these are good or bad changes, and also kind of what we have in store for Warzone Ranked. Now, if you guys are new to the channel and you guys haven't already, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel, their post notifications on, comment down below what you guys are excited for in the new season, and also like the video. It would mean a lot. All right, let's get straight to it. Now, before we hop straight into the ranked stuff, this is what Call of Duty released today. Now, we're going to go over this very briefly just so I can kind of catch you guys up to date and so you guys know kind of what is to come in the next season. So this is a season 1 reloaded, which is basically season 1.5. They usually do these updates kind of in the mid-season just to kind of give like more content and stuff based. So we have Hacienda, which is coming back from Black Ops 4. I believe this is a great multiplayer map. A Nuketown holiday event. Now, this is kind of where I'm going to talk about a little bit later in the video, so we'll skip over this for now, but ranked play is coming to Urzikstan on big map Warzone. We have some new guns coming in, like a sniper and also a maelstrom. I'm not too familiar with these weapons. The butcher's knife or the cleaver will be super cool. Now, Warzone's also getting a Santa Claus like holiday event. I know in the past this has been super weird and not great, so curious to see how this plays out. And lastly, we are getting some kind of Squid Games crossover. I don't know if this is just like an operator or a LTM or something. I've already assumed that they've leaked some of these skins. I think we're getting some of the Netflix Squid Game skins, so I'm not sure what else is to come for this, but that's also super cool. Now, to talk about something that I saw all over Twitter, this is a new controller stick sensitivity. So now basically the values are from 1 to 20. They're going to be switching to decimals, which I believe is in Fortnite as well. I'm not too sure why they're doing these changes, but I will include all of the decimal changes and basically the 1-to-1 translations from 1 to 20 to the decimals on the screen right now. You guys can go ahead and check that out. Shout out Mike for that. He's on Twitter, and I know Repost also reposted it as well. I'll go ahead and repost that now. All right, now moving on to the ranked session of this, or the ranked portion of this. Now, Urzikstan ranked. We've had Resurgence ranked for the past year, which in my opinion, honestly, wasn't too bad. I know a lot of the competitors, like real Warzone competitors, wanted big map ranked, obviously, because World Series of Warzone every year is on the big map. However, we didn't end up getting it. And this year they gave us Resurgence ranked. I personally did not hate Resurgence ranked. However, I am happy that the big map ranked is coming back. So it's going to be a Urzikstan Battle Royale trios with 120 player count. Very similar to World Series of Warzone. Now, in order to be able to be eligible for this, you have to play 30 matches to be eligible to queue. So this is basically so that they can avoid cheaters or new accounts kind of logging in and just playing ranked right away and hacking on people. I don't think this is going to do much. So for everybody that's watching, I do think that hackers are going to be a huge issue, just an FYI. So if you guys are planning on playing ranked, just know that especially in the higher divisions, hackers are going to be very prevalent. Now, going over some of the things that they have banned, this is pretty typical for a ranked playlist. They have a lot of things banned. I think last year they had like flares banned, gulag tokens, redeploy packs, and I don't think that's in any of this in the patch notes. So we're going to go ahead and get into that later. But starting off with the weapons, they're banning all Modern Warfare weapons and launchers. Now, this is great. In my opinion, I think with all the new iterations, if we're going to do a new iteration or a new integration with new games, it should just be the new weapons. So Black Ops 6 weapons will be in Warzone Ranked, and you cannot use any of the MW weapons. This is huge because especially for weapon balancing, it's going to make things a lot easier, because I know right now the RAL, for example, is extremely broken. I believe like people have been using like the Ram 7, the static. There's just guns that are in the past, and I kind of wish we kind of moved on from that. So this, in my opinion, is a super big deal that we're only getting the Black Ops 6 weapons. Now, moving on from there, we have all the thermal optics banned. This has been in the past since Warzone 2. This is a super big W. Underbarrel launchers, of course, going on with the other launchers and attachments. That's going to be out. Now, the CHF barrel. I haven't seen many players be using this, but I do know that it is a boost to headshot multipliers. This is good in my opinion, because just in case that down the road headshots become a little more inconsistent, the CHF barrel could be super broken, so I don't mind them taking this out. It's not like many people are using it right now anyway, so it's not a huge difference. Now, rapid fire Dragon's Breath, obviously, I definitely expect this. I think the recoil spring mod are probably going to be the best for your 8 attachment guns. Now, diving into a little bit of the other restrictions, reinforcement flares. Now, this is where things get a little confusing. So I'm down for the reinforcement flares. I think that these spawn rate in general has been pretty balanced over the couple years. Warzone 2, you would have seen so many people popping flares, especially in ranked and also World Series of Warzone. So the fact that they have taken this out, in my opinion, makes it as competitive as possible. Now, the problem that I have here is they have no mention of redeploy packs, and they also have no mention of gulag tokens, which have been incredibly broken in the big map. Now, I'm super curious to see if they are going to mention this in a different patch note. However, for now, this is not in the patch notes, and hopefully this does not have gulag tokens or redeploy packs, because big map is not supposed to be a resurgence mode. It's supposed to be a battle royale, and you're supposed to value your life. I think buybacks already, as they are, in my opinion, I think 3,000 for a buyback is incredibly low. I think we need to go back to the Verdansk days where buybacks were 4,000. Also, no fire sale, in my opinion, just because I think valuing your life and also spending your money on specific things is just going to make things a lot more competitive, and game decisions when it comes down to what you're buying, a UAV, precision airstrikes, self-revives, etc. It's just going to come down to a lot more being smart with your money rather than just buying whatever's in the buy station because everything is so cheap. Now perks, this is pretty typical. Bird's Eye Alertness is Specialist. Bird's Eye, incredibly broken. There's no counter to it, so if you use Ghost or if you have a Stealth Vest, I don't think vests are in this game anymore, but in general, Bird's Eye was no counter. Super broken. Warzone 2, did not like it. And I kind of skipped over the score streaks, but Foresight and Sentry Guns are going to be out of the game. This is great. Sentry Guns aren't even that broken. They're just more annoying, and also they give you information. So if your Sentry Gun starts shooting, you're going to know exactly where somebody is, and this is just, in my opinion, not very, very competitive. Now for the vehicles, as far as the cargo truck and the Triumph, I actually haven't been able to drive these much. So if you guys have more information in the comments, let me know down below if these are good or bad decisions that they're taking these out. Big Game Bounty, I definitely like this one because this gives you an advanced UAV whenever you complete it, and a lot of money, which can be super random. You could grab a bounty, somebody could die, and then you kind of just get that money. And elite contracts as well. These obviously drop specialists sometimes, so would assume that those would be out. And lastly, proximity chat, text to chat, emotes, and gulag events. This was as expected. You know, obviously you don't want to be breaking any competitive integrity with proximity chat, text to chat, telling people where other people are. Also, I know stream sniping is a huge problem. So if somebody in a game noticed that, like, for example, Joe Woe was in the game, they could just send it and type in the text chat saying, yo, Joe Woe is live. Make sure you guys go kill him or watch his stream. So this is good, in my opinion, for a competitive standpoint. Pretty typical from last year. All right, now global weapon builds. Any global weapon build you create in rank play can easily use in loadouts, multiplayer, zombies, and Call of Duty Warzone, just like any other weapon build in Black Ops 6. Conversely, you can bring any builds you've created outside of rank play into ranked restrictions permitting. So this makes sense if you create a build in multiplayer, as long as it's not permitted by attachments in Warzone Ranked, you can go ahead and use that. Now, this is kind of where we're going to dive into a little bit of the ranked and skill rating, guys. The 1 through 50 rank and skill division system from previous versions of rank play has been streamlined to focus on what matters in Warzone Ranked. In Warzone, your rank now represents what your skill division and tier. The progressive ranked and victory shares and victory star system has been removed to focus on entirely on a skill and simplify the experience. All the players begin their first competitive season at bronze 1 rank with 0 SR, which makes sense. You're starting off a new game, especially from last year to now, it's 2 different games. So they're going ahead and start everybody at bronze 1 0. Now, how you gain SR and how SR works. Gain SR by winning matches and eliminating players. For players above silver rank, a deployment fee is paid up front. There's no SR penalty for deaths. Now let's stop right there and talk about this a little bit. So for Resurgence Ranked, there were death fees. If you guys died, you would lose a certain amount of SR based on your rank. In my opinion, for big map rank, this doesn't really make a huge difference. I just think that there's some tuning that's going to happen. So here's a situation basically where I could see this being a negative. Now, because there are no team kills SR. So in the past, if you were on my team, I got a kill even though you didn't get an assist, you would still gain SR, right? So for this, now, the problem here is that players are going to be a lot more aggressive because now that they're not getting SR that their teammates are shooting or getting kills with, you only get SR individually. So you're going to be a lot more aggressive trying to shoot people and get those SR values, which means that a lot of players are going to be doing some really stupid things so that they can gain SR, because if your teammates are shooting somebody, you're going to want to get some of that, right? It's because there's no shared SR anymore. So you're going to want to be flying across the map or shooting somebody you shouldn't be, really. It doesn't make things super competitive. And if you're making these really, really aggressive plays, because there's no death fee, you're not losing anything. If you're going for kills, you are not losing anything. Your teammates, though, however, aren't only losing a teammate, they're not also gaining SR. So because you decided to go get a kill and be aggressive because you don't lose a death fee and you also don't gain SR for team kills, this is going to make players play a lot more selfishly, which is kind of my biggest worry. So we're going to see this kind of how it plays out a little bit, but just to give you guys my opinion, I think the no SR death fee for penalties is fine. No death fee is fine, but I don't know why they didn't do team kills. Everything's going based off eliminations, and if you guys don't know, eliminations is basically your kills and your assists put together. It makes absolutely no sense for me, in my opinion. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. Now, moving on to the next bullet point, both individual and team performance impact how much SR you gain or lose per match. New this year, SR gain from eliminations depends on the rank difference, so between you and the eliminated players. So for example, I really like this, by the way. I think this is very innovative, and hopefully on paper it sounds good as long as it's integrated well. So if I'm a top 250 player and I kill a bronze player, I'm not going to get as much SR as I would from being a top 250 player and killing a diamond player, for example. So if you kill a diamond player, you're going to get more SR than you would a bronze player. This is basically going to eliminate people from lobby surfing and getting bad lobbies. I know a lot of people were VPNing to Brazil last season and Resurgence Rank trying to get easier lobbies because every kill was basically the same SR value. So the easier the lobby, obviously the more SR you're going to go up. So as long as these values are kind of balanced, I think it should be totally fine. Now this is pretty standard. We won't talk about this much, but basically for your rank tiers SR requirement, iridescent is at 10,000. And if you're in the top 250 of that rank, it's also 10,000. So let's say you're an iridescent, just hit 10,000, and you're like the 100th person to hit iridescent, you will be ranked top 250, 100. Now, seasonal SR setback. The end of the season setback has been adjusted to reduce the impact of players early in their ranked journey. So if you're bronze or silver, there's no SR reduction. So if you're silver, you'll stay silver. If you're gold, you'll start at gold. Platinum will start at platinum, and diamond or higher will go back to diamond 1. Basically, this is just going to keep people from, if you're not able to grind, if you're a gold and you got all the way to gold and you're super proud of that, you won't get reset to bronze or silver. You'll stay at gold for that next season, at least until you get diamond. So once you hit diamond, you're always going to stay there unless you go and lose SR at some huge minus values, which I doubt will really happen. Now, the top 250 and the leaderboard, they did some cool things with top 250 this season, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Top 250 rank returns, ranking top players globally from a leaderboard. By the way, if you guys are a top 250 player, please stream your gameplay, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. This is the easiest way to grow your channel and grow your brand. So if you guys are a top 250 player, please stream. And also, if you guys are more of an unknown player and you guys are in the top 250, if you're not streaming, you're probably going to get called a cheater, and you never know. There might be false bans. People might be reporting you. So if you guys are in the top 250, please stream. It's great for exposure. And also, I just don't know why you wouldn't. If you're spending that much time playing a ranked mode, you should definitely be streaming. Now, something that they did new this year is the person that gets #1 overall, who ends the season #1 overall, gets a one-of-a-kind calling card, and you also get a top 250 champion skin. So if we scroll up a little bit, you guys will be able to see that a little bit here. You get this skull top 250 skin, which is super sick in my opinion. I think that's awesome. So whoever gets that will be rewarded at least. Also, there's just a way to like separate 1 from 2 if it's like a winner takes all type of thing. I think it's super sick, and I hope that they continue to do this in the future. Now, kind of diving into a little bit more what I was talking about earlier with the elimination rank delta. Delta, I don't know. Oh, that is a typo right there. So delta. So basically, like I said, if you're top 250 versus killing a bronze, there's a difference there. So you're going to get a different SR gain based on what rank they are. I'm sure we'll get a little bit more information as rank comes out, but this is basically how it's going to go. Now, for placement points, you're going to get top 40, top 30, top 20, top 15, top 10, top 5, and then first. So getting between top 5 and first place is a huge difference. Also, for every single placement that you get, your SR values are going to be adjusted on that. So if you're in the top 40 of teams, you're only going to get 2. And then if you're in the top 5, you're going to get an 8 per kill. Basically, just kind of making it more valuable. The kills at the end are going to be a little bit more valuable towards the kills in the beginning. Now, scrolling down here are the deployment fees. In my opinion, these are much better than what we've had in the past. I think ranked actually will be pretty good, and I'll kind of give at the end of this video my total opinion on what I think is Warzone ranked is going to be good or bad. However, these are the values. So once you get to top 250 or iridescent, it's going to be 100 SR plus 5 SR every 500 SR above 10,000. Up to a maximum deployment fee of 150. This, in my opinion, is great. I think that having a max deployment fee is a little scary because I know sometimes in the past we've had it where Dongi got like 60,000 SR or something in Urzikstan or Al-Mazrah ranked back in Warzone 2 because the values were kind of multiplied improperly or not properly. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. Obviously, it's season 1. Hopefully everything goes well and they've kind of done the math behind the scenes to see if everything's going to go smooth. However, it's just kind of something we're going to have to wait and see. Now, here are some of the awards. In my opinion, like I was talking about, guys, here is the champion, which is so sick. So if you are the #1 person, top 250, #1 overall this season, you get this very unique special skin. Now, this is great because it encourages people to grind for #1. And also, I feel like we'll just have a huge added value to whoever gets it. It's just kind of like a flex, something that they do very similar in FNCS. When you win, you get an FNCS pickaxe. So I think this is personally great. The only thing I do wish, I think the iridescent skin is kind of weak. You can't really see the gold rainbow like colors all that well. So hopefully this is kind of fixed in the future, or hopefully they kind of go back and reskin this. All the other operators, though, in my opinion, look great. All right, now going into the competitive integrity features. By the way, guys, I just want to preface, there probably will be plenty of hackers. So if you guys are planning on playing Resurgent or Big Map Ranked, just know that the hacker problems probably didn't go away. I've known that multiplayer ranked has just had a tremendous amount of hackers in it. So
they forced that cheating.
If I was your parent, oh man.
Look at this.
Look at that, bro. Look at that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god. You're really good, dude. You're really good.
If you guys are playing, just understand that there are going to be hackers. And unfortunately, just right now, there's nothing you can do about it until Ricochet either improves or if they continue to manually ban cheaters. Now, I believe they took out Alt F4ing. So if you guys don't know what that is, anytime you guys would get in a game, if you wanted to dodge the lobby, you could Alt F4 on your keyboard and basically it would kick you out of the game without losing any SR. That way, basically, if you got a sweaty lobby or whatever, you could dodge. However, that is also fixed because of the new SR penalty. Or SR rewards for killing different ranks. So if you guys kill a diamond player, you will get more SR than it is killing a silver. So dodging, in my opinion, won't be anything crazy unless you're trying to dodge a cheater. So hopefully that is a fix to that. Now, this is a huge bonus. I kind of picked this up where if players disconnect before a match starts, basically there was this 60-second countdown where it would count down from 60 all the way to 1 until you were kicked from the lobby. Now it says the match will be canceled and will not count. So the way that I'm reading this, it just says the match will be canceled and will not count. I don't know if there's a timer anymore, but basically, hopefully they took away that 60-second timer. I wouldn't be surprised though if it's still in there. Now, this is a huge bonus in my opinion. Full parties of 3 can now play ranked together regardless of individual skills. Skill matchmaking will be based on the highest rank in the party. So this is cool if you guys have friends who are like Crimson, for example, or we'll use a more realistic example. If you have friends that are gold and you're Crimson, I believe you guys can't play together. However, now if you guys want to, you guys are allowed to play against each other or with each other. However, it is going to throw you in more sweaty lobbies. So basically you're going to get the SBMM of the Crimson player and not the gold player. This is great because if you want to play sweatier lobbies, if you're a lower rank, you can. However, if you don't have to, obviously. So I think this is a great addition in my opinion. Now, looking at this server performance enhancement, we've implemented several updates designed to boost server performance, ensuring a smoother and more reliable experience. If you guys don't know, servers have been absolutely atrocious. I'm not going to take their word for this. I don't know if servers are going to be boosted or performance is going to be enhanced. We're just going to have to wait and see. Honestly, I think the servers at this point are absolutely terrible, and hopefully we get a huge fix soon. I doubt that this ranked mode is going to be a fix to the servers. They might have stronger servers basically for ranked. However, that's probably not going to fix the public match servers. So in general, there are a lot of issues with servers. So hopefully this is just a minor fix to something and that they can improve on it in the future. Now, a new perk that they're adding is reflexes. Is basically flex. If you guys didn't know, from Warzone 3, they had reflex, the flex perk, which you can hear audio a little bit better. And also you could hear enemy score streaks or kill streaks. So there were like claymores or anything like that. This will be added into the event. All right, now that's going to be all for the ranked patch notes, and kind of just give you guys my opinion. I guess I want to talk a little bit about what I think Urzikstan ranked will be and will it be good. Now, I have a couple things that I'm super concerned about. I think hackers obviously is one of them. No death fee. I'm very curious to see how it plays out. And also counting eliminations and not team kills anymore is kind of a big question mark for me. However, I do think that big map ranked in general is great. I think it's great for the game, great for viewership, and I think it's just good for players. Warzone in general is a battle royale, and I think coming back to the roots of making the big map great again is gonna be super important for the growth of the game long term. Now, I'm really hoping that the cheater issue is kind of solved in server stability, but I'm really concerned for that. It's probably the biggest thing. You guys probably will die to a lot of cheaters if you guys are planning on playing ranked. Just understand that it's a part of it, and unfortunately there's nothing you can do. It's either you play or you don't. So if you guys are playing, know that the hacker situation isn't probably going to get better, and if it does, then huge W, but I'd be very surprised. Lastly, I want to talk about what I mentioned earlier, eliminations versus kills. Now, in the past, like I said, we have team kills where if your teammate got a kill, even if you didn't get an assist, you would get a bonus SR boost. You'd get points for that SR because your teammate got the kill, whether you live pinged them or gave your teammate information, popped UAV for them. It would help your teammate. Now in this, there are no longer team kills, so I think that selfish gameplay is going to be encouraged super highly, which is a huge concern for me. So if you guys are playing, let me know what you guys think, if this is a W or an L. I'm super curious to hear your guys' opinion. And also, if you guys have any more questions on Urzikstan ranked, make sure you guys leave them down in the comments down below. Now that's gonna be all, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, it would really mean a lot if you guys subscribe to the channel, their post notifications on, comment down below, and also like the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.